What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, definitely gonna want to see this. Now, so we got that Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov back at it again, folks. It seems like Trump's landslide victory has set her off, guys. That Trump derangement syndrome is at an all-time high, and she's working her way out the door of Fox News The 5 in this newest segment, guys. I'm excited to get into it, so we're not straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, y'all. Check this one out.
You know, Judge, you got to hand it to him. He does look like the wall. I think he means business. You know what I mean? This is not somebody who's trying to win a popularity contest.
No, in fact, he said he doesn't give a damn, if you'll excuse my English, what anybody thinks of him. He's got a job to do. He's going to do it. He was in the first Trump administration. He has been a stalwart supporter of the president during the last 4 years. Look, the president has a mandate. Popular vote, the Electoral College. The American people want this. And right now they're estimating that there are 20 million illegals in this country. And when you try to assess who's going to be deported, Homan said the bottom line is if you come into this country illegally, you're not off the table. So I say to myself, I suspect they're going to start with the criminals. All right. The first it's the felons, the violent felons, and then it's the criminals. And then it's going to be, what about those people who had appointments for asylum and then never went to court? They should be deported immediately as well. So they're going to try to revive the remain in Mexico. They're going to try to get these individuals to stay in a third country. And all of these governors, they can resist all they want, but 75 million Americans want this done. And what I think is interesting, Greg, is that they said that Homan was also in charge of all maritime and aviation security, which tells me that it's not just the people at the border, it's the bringing in of drugs, I imagine, and other things in terms of air and water. So, you know, the Dems fear-mongering, as they will definitely do, they're not going to have any credibility because they don't really have an audience anymore. This is what the American people want. Mm-hmm.
Come on now, you guys. Judging it, calling it how it is. I'm excited to see how Tom Homan comes in, cleans it up. You know, former ICE chief, executive chief, now appointed border czar. I'm excited to see how he cleans things up around the border. Not only, you know, as far as the deportation, but also clean it up, you know, like Judge Janine said, the drug infestation where that's just being funneled in at our southern border, guys. I'm excited to see the progress.
You know, Jess, I always use the Larry Kudlow hot tub rule with immigration. Last one in is the first one out.
This is about people that cut the line. Now they go to the back of the line. And it's not that complicated. Barack Obama deported 5.2 million illegal aliens, Jessica. The deporter in chief.
I call him that. I wanted to win on that, but that didn't.
Oh, here we go.
So I think on day one, when he's a dictator for the first day, he's going to just tell all the illegals, you can either leave the country now or we can make you leave the country later. And that's not that controversial. And he's going to start with, I believe, a lot of the Venezuelans, the Haitians, and the Afghans. Start with the criminals, as Judge Janine said. And also there's 1.3 million migrants that have already been ordered to be deported but have not left. So we're going to start with them next, and then we'll get to Jessica. The military, you don't even know if I'm joking.
Jesse.
The military.
Send me back downtown.
The military is going to play a key role because they have the basing, they have the aircraft, and they have the vehicles. So that's has to be done. And you're going to have to, as you also said, begin negotiations with Mexico to get Remain in Mexico back. And you have a lot of leverage because USMCA is up for renegotiation. We do $800 billion of trade with Mexico. There's a lot of pressure points there, plus his threats to go after the cartels. Again, a lot of pressure there. There's a woman who's in charge of Mexico now. She's apparently a left-wing radical. We have no idea how she's going to act with Trump, so we're about to find out. But they've really depressed wages, and they've sent rent and housing costs through the roof, not to mention hotels. You can't even get a hotel in Manhattan anymore. It's because all these illegals are sleeping here.
Exactly.
So if the Dems resist this, it's, again, they're going to have to be resisting the will of the people, which is what got them in trouble in the first place.
Excellent point, Jesse. Jessica, let's widen the scope to the appointments in general. Let's look at something like Secretary of State. I'm not putting any names out there, although I'm free. But what is the point of entertaining like senators when you should have all these interesting people on the outside that should be brought in?
Well, it depends on anyone's background. There are people on the outside who have pertinent experience, and there are people on the inside who do as well. You obviously have to think about keeping seats if there's any danger that someone's from a swing state. But it seems like from the smaller list that Trump is considering both. I know that Rick Grinnell is on there, and that Rick has served previously as the ambassador to Germany and did that well. Sure. I do want to say something, though, about Tom Homan.
Here we go.
So for everyone who said Trump doesn't know what Project 2025 is, he just put a key contributor in charge of this. And Tom Homan was interviewed on 60.
A key contrib. Here we go. Jessica Tarlov. She's going to further the Trump 2025, Project 2025, Trump's association. It's all his plan, and it's all being revealed to us. I mean, come on, give it up, Jessica. Why don't they give that a break?
A key contributor in charge of this. And Tom Homan was interviewed on 60 Minutes, and he was asked, is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families? And he said, of course there is. Families can be deported together. He also said that it didn't mean if someone was coming to be, quote unquote, rounded up and grandma was in the house and she's undocumented, that it didn't necessarily mean that grandma wouldn't be taken too. And you can say Donald Trump has a mandate till you're blue in the face. Taking grandma is not what people were voting for. They were voting for criminals.
How, Jessica, you're on the other side of the aisle. You voted for the people who lost, so you obviously don't know what the majority of American folks want. If these folks came in here illegally, the key word is illegally, no matter if you're grandma, granddad, grandchild, anyone, if you came in here illegally, like, Jesse said, they cut the line, and now they're getting sent back. I mean, come on, it makes sense. There's already a process in place. You have to go through the proper methods in order to get into the country. It's just as simple as that.
Taking grandma is not what people were voting for. They were voting for criminals to be kicked out of this country.
Abuela is the Spanish word.
That's right. Really,
I'm not
Jessica?
Abuela.
Really, Jessica? That is just so offensive, not knowing the name. Dana, what are your thoughts on where they move forward? What do you think of the choices? We heard about Lee Zeldin, our friend.
I think Lee Zeldin's an excellent choice for EPA because he knows what it's like for example, in New York, they have these crazy net zero rules, and they're making farmers and ranchers comply with them when the state doesn't have to. So I think he has a great, if he gets confirmed, and I expect that he would be good. But I would say this. So there's about 8 weeks left, and maybe not that much for congressional action. The Democrats want to try to get as many circuit judges confirmed as possible in the next 8 weeks. One of the ways that they can do that is if the senators on the Republican side don't show up for the votes, so they don't have the numbers. And what Senator McConnell asked for today, and President-elect Trump backed him up, or vice versa, they both said Republicans need to show up for these votes, because if not, how important is the appellate court, right, Judge? So there's circuit court nominations, and they've basically said everyone has to get to work so that they can not let the Democrats run the table on that.
Did you see what happened in California, the gas tax?
No. Gas tax, no.
Yeah, my sister called me today. God, I hope it was my sister. 85 cents a gallon?
They passed
Just to fill up?
Yeah.
A tax?
A gallon. No, per gallon. I don't know. I could be wrong.
For gas?
But she called me. If you were lying to me, Les, I'm in trouble. But also banning motorhomes by 2025.
What?
Yes. God, I hope
Yes.
this was my sister. None of you guys have heard this? I'm in big trouble.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Fox News, the five host. Jessica Tarlov is just proven time in and time out that she just lives in a completely different world, different reality than us Americans, where she's trying to speak for everyone and say that's not what we voted for. Tom Homan. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Is planning to come in here and, do a sweep, mass deportation of illegal immigrants that have came into our country illegally. I mean, and Jessica Tarlov is trying to push the narrative to say that if grandma's in there illegally, that she should be able to stay and they should just take all the kids and the mom and the dad. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, they're going to take grandma too, but she's trying to go with the emotional appeal and say, hey, would you really want your grandmother? Or, you know, think about if it was your family. I mean, come on, you guys. Illegal is illegal. There's a process, a system to it, and you have to follow the rules. I mean, they're there for a reason, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We got